Hi everyone, I'm Don Boyer. And today on the set I have Tia Christo, author, artist, business extraordinaire. Tia, it is so good to have you with us tonight.
Oh, thank you, Don. What a lovely introduction. I'm
well,
very honored.
You know what?
Thank
We've been talking about The Journey. In fact, you are co-starring in the movie The Journey.
I am.
And how exciting about that. So let's talk about The Journey itself.
The journey of life.
Yes, absolutely.
Our experiences and how we came to meet.
That's right.
Through a very beautiful lady who I became friends with, very close friends with, who's also in the movie, Candy G.
Okay, absolutely. I love Candy G.
Oh, and she's a fabulous, dynamic lady and someone I'm very blessed to have met and working with in life itself. And just coincidental, you know, I'd met her and we'd got together and she said she was in the movie, and one night I hear Candy G all the way through my night's sleep, Candy G, Candy G, Candy G. So I said, okay. And I got up and I just Googled Candy's name again. I just was hearing it. And it brought me to the Journey movie. And I went, wow, I wonder if I should become a sponsor of Candy G's movie that she's in, support her. So I called up the producer and left a message. How would you like it if I would, you know, sponsor? How would I go about sponsoring? And that led us to sit here in front of us today.
Well, you know what's interesting? When I got your email, I believe it was on Memorial Day, it was a holiday, and I saw your email, and I wasn't going to call you because I was in. It was a holiday, so I wasn't in my office. But when I saw it, I was prompted to call you, and that's why I responded that same time, because I felt that I needed to do that. So there wasn't a coincidence. There was really, you know, a interconnectedness there.
Oh, there was a synergy of it was a dance. And they clicked together, these two pieces. And from that day forward, it's been a journey. It was even funny how you said, well, if you would like to be in it, we need you there by the 16th
Exactly,
of
yeah. In
September.
fact, yeah, share that, because that's interesting.
And I said, well, that's okay. I live in Florida, as you know.
Right.
And I said, that's okay, because I'm going to be in California on the 16th. I've been invited out there to another show.
Right, I remember that.
And even when I received the gift of the other show, I kept hearing, there's this, but there's another one coming. And I said, okay. And I just went with just trusting.
Well, you know, it's interesting. Also, when you called and we talked and you said, hey, I'm going to be out there in LA for another show, that was the exact same time that we were filming Candy G as well.
Exactly.
So I said, hey, we can film you guys at the exact same time. So the timing was absolutely perfect.
Yes, but it always is when we let go of control. When we believe we're the driver of the car and we try to control the road and we hold on so tight that it's like shaking and the wheels are starting to rub, because we're so needing to get to where we need to get to, then we don't get there smoothly. But when we just trust and we say, okay, I want to embrace this journey, I want to see what it holds for me. I don't want to be in control of it, I want to enjoy it. And I don't want to age. I want to age gracefully. I don't want to look wrinkled before my time. I don't want to have all these bags, you know, hanging that I have to keep lifting them up, throw them over my shoulders to make myself look better. I really want to enjoy this journey. Then the journey lets you enjoy it.
Now, let me ask you, why do we hang on to things anyway? I mean, why do we want that control?
For fear. Fear that if we don't, we'll lose it, and we won't have it again.
We're afraid to let somebody else drive?
Yeah, well, fear, if we are in control, then we know where we're going, we know what to expect. And if we know what to expect, we can brace ourselves to something we don't want to come along. It suddenly comes along. Mm-hmm. But that's never going to happen. That'll only happen if you do that. But if you trust, then whatever comes along will just come along.
Well, I think that sometimes we have a hard time trusting people too. And, you know, just trusting that everything's going to be okay. I mean, my wife's an excellent driver, but when she drives and I'm in the passenger seat, I'm screaming the whole time. I'm biting my fingernails and everything else, because I'm used to driving.
Of course.
And so, of course, when you're sitting in the passenger seat and you're not accustomed to that, it looks like you're going to hit every car, right?
Well,
so you have to have some kind of a trust.
Well, yes, and you also have to have a part of yourself that, I suppose, has to learn. And there's always going to be something inside of us that hasn't mastered something. So if that's all you have done, good on you.
Yeah.
I tell you, I'm going to look at my book and say, oh, do I do that as well? You know, how many of the things do I'm learning to trust every day. Honestly, for me, trust is a huge thing. I once was in a conference and we were doing this connection together where we were looking into each other's eyes, and this lady looked at me, she says, trust, dear. I went, yes, I know, I'm learning. But that's okay. I'm aware of it. And so when it's there for me, I'm not scared of learning to trust. I feel for me the trust part is learning to trust that I know what I know. It's trusting in me. It's not trusting in you.
Right.
It's trusting in my own judgment. Have I made the right decision? And I feel for a lot of people, it's trusting in themselves.
Sure.
And that's where I go to me. Do I trust in what I've chosen to do? And even if it doesn't work out, it's an experience. There's going to be something in there that's going to help me learn what trust really is.
Sure, sure.
So,
Well, you know, I think a lot of our audience out there looks at trust as a factor that they're just, you know, it's a learning process or maybe even like a journey.
oh, the journey of life is a wonderful
Let's talk about that, the journey of life.
experience. The journey of life that we all take has so many different outfits that we can wear that if we wore just one, we'd never wear enough of it because there are so many different aspects of that one outfit.
Right.
And everything that we experience on this journey leads us to the next doorway, to the next path, to the beach, into an alley, up a mountain. And they're all so synchronistically created to connect like the wall that you're sitting. Each piece there connects to the other. And one cannot stand up without the whole lot being together. But that one brick will take you to the next one. And that's the journey. And I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, in our movie, we talked about where we are is point A.
Mm-hmm.
And where we want to go is point B.
Mm-hmm.
And everything in between is called your journey. And I use, like Jim Rohn used to say, he said, enjoy it all. The good times, the bad times, the difficult times, the happy times. It's all part of life. It's all part of the journey. Take it all in.
Well, I've learned through the experiences of my life that none of them are terrible. They're all really good. Because if you didn't have them, you wouldn't understand what really good was. Mm-hmm. And you really wouldn't appreciate the beauty of life if you didn't see the other side of it. But by seeing the other side, you realize how beautiful that is as well. And I don't believe there is any darkness, because within darkness there's always light.
Somewhere.
Always. There's always a glimpse. There has to be, otherwise you wouldn't find the light. You wouldn't know it existed. And even when there are people in their lives and they think, this is ever going to get better, there'll always be something or someone to show them the way, always.
Well, I think that is so awesome that you said that. In fact, our co-star, Brian Tracy, he talks about it in the scene there about if you're living a normal life, you're going to go through problems, and then a crisis, right? And then you go problem, and then crisis. And when we were on the set watching him film that, I thought, when I first heard him say that, I said, wow, that's quite interesting, because if you really understand that life is just not always about the good times, sometimes you're going to hit some difficult times, but if you go into it prepared, then you're going to make it through.
If I look back at the experiences that I know now about life, to the experiences I went through when they were life-taking, there was always something inside of me that said, don't give up. There was this inner voice, this inner knowing that said, there is a bigger picture here, and just be with it. Don't give up, especially at times before I had all of my beautiful children, when I wondered if I was meant to stay here. Was this really where I wanted to be in this world, which I found painful? And I would drive over a bridge and think to myself, if I just turned that wheel, would it be quick? Do I really want to end it here? You know, that's amazing to say where I am today in my life, which is an amazing success of life. I'm in love with life. I'm in love with everything that I have in my life, the good and the bad, the happy, the sad, and then there's a bit of ugliness and beauty all mixed in. There's a beautiful cake that I eat every day of my life. But something said to me, you have to stay here, and you'll know why when it happens. Now, I could say, oh, I'm a Fruit Loop. I mean, I could have been talking to myself all the way through this, you know, all the way through my whole life. I mean, why not?
Shut up.
But it doesn't matter whether I believe it or I don't. It's what I believe is what I'm going to receive. And my success that I believe in, I will receive it, because when I look into your eyes, that's the success that I see in us both.
Mm-hmm.
And my success is our success. It's not mine on my own. I wouldn't want to be it on my own. How boring. I want to dance with everyone in this world and touch their lives and say, come and play.
Mm-hmm.
Come what may. You don't know what today's going to bring, but it's going to bring us something. And we see